And here I have Mr. Pedro Rodriguez with us. Mr. Rodriguez, he's a third-year student at University of Florida, majoring in political science. He has also interned for senators such as Senator Rick Scott, Senator Rand Paul, as well as Senator Marco Rubio. That's right. So, Mr. Rodriguez, would you mind telling us a little bit about your firsthand experience with communism?
Yeah, of course. I mean, apart from the legislation that I worked over Congress this past year, I personally lived in Venezuela. I was born in Venezuela, and then I lived through socialist and communist dictatorships all over Latin America. And what I've noticed really is socialism rises through power, but then if it can't rise through the votes anymore, it'll rise through power. And you can definitely see how the Communist Party influences. Not only is it influencing here in America with our judicial systems and our media, for example, TikTok, just to name a few, the amount of money laundering that they're able to get passed by, but you can also see that example in Latin America itself. My home country of Venezuela is completely owned by the Chinese Communist Party. Definitely Bolivia, Argentina, my dad's homeland, Argentina. I was there over the holidays now for Christmas break, and I really saw what I didn't want to see, and that's a bunch of roads, bridges, technology, multimedia, factories. Every industry has a foothold of the Communist Party of China. The companies are ran and operated by the Communist Party of China. They are Chinese companies, the technology companies, the softwares that they use. For example, Movistar. Movistar is bigger than T-Mobile and AT&T combined in Latin America, or at least in the third world, very undeveloped part of Latin America. And it's owned by the Chinese Communist Party. And obviously the Chinese Communist Party is trying to exert their influence and get something in return out of that. They get a lot of money and they extract a lot of, for example, minerals. They're using Bolivia, which is a very, very undeveloped country, to extract a lot of minerals and salt mines and to make power plants and different things that appeal to the Chinese Communist Party of China, but not to the people of Bolivia. The people of Bolivia are still in the same state that they were 20 years ago, and socialism and communism has been even more on the rise. So that's my first-hand experience. So obviously that motivated me to do something about it here in Congress. I interned in Congress for about a year, and I was able to not only participate in many hearings and briefings and attending a lot of meetings about the Communist Party of China, but I was able to listen and sit in with people and experts on this subject, people that are running away from the Chinese Communist Party. A lot of research that we did, that I personally did, on the human rights abuses, the Uyghur Muslims that the Chinese Communist Party has in concentration camps. Those are very big human rights violations, and we're all definitely pretty sad about it. And it's going to continue. No matter what we can do about it, if we don't stop the Chinese Party here in the United States, they are going to get their way through everywhere else, and their last legs is the United States of America. I mean, Cuba, Venezuela, China, all the countries that China kind of influenced use the United States as kind of their playground to launder money, push for political influence, to push for influence in the court systems, and the list goes on and on and on. And it's being swept under the rug. Us as Americans, we continue to vote for the same people that endorse these activities or remain silent over these activities. And it's a problem for us Americans. And right now, us Americans, we have a way of thinking that is very short term. We kind of get over things very quickly and move on, or don't think of long-term consequences and effects. And this is definitely something that we need to start taking into considerations as Americans, because not just from my firsthand experience, which is very little compared to, I'm guessing, your firsthand experience with the Chinese Communist Party, it's pretty detrimental, and it's only going to get worse. It's a progressive movement that they have against us to influence. They're thinking more long-term than us Americans are, and it's definitely catching us by surprise, and now it's catching up to us.